For most of us, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas wasn't just a game, it was a part of growing up. We would spend hours exploring Grove Street, driving through the countryside, and trying to get CJ's respect back for the Grove. But even after decades, there are still small details most players never truly noticed, tiny designs, choices that made this world feel more real than it had any right to be. So today we are going to look closer and uncover the most overlooked details in GTA San Andreas. Let's start where everything begins. CJ's home on Grove Street. Most players rush in, save the game and leave. But if you actually stop and look around, you'll find that this small house tells the story of his entire childhood. Look closely, the family photos on the wall, the worn basketball trophy near the bed, the scattered magazine, and even the old wallpaper. These aren't random props, they are traces of a life that used to be peaceful before Grove Street fell apart. You can almost imagine CJ as a kid shooting hoops outside before life turned hard. Rockstar didn't just give us a safe point, they gave us a memory. Next up, one of the smallest but most mind-blowing thing from 2004, the mirrors inside the Ganton gym. If you move around, punch or lift weights, the mirror actually reflects CJ's movement in real time. For a PlayStation 2 era game, that's insane. Most players were too busy button mashing to notice, but Rockstar coded real reflections to make you feel like you're actually training. While you're out completing missions, Los Santos doesn't just wait around for you, it changes. As you progress, gang graffiti gets repainted, new billboards show up, and grooves it slowly take back its color. You'll even hear NPCs talk about how Grove Street's making a comeback. This evolving environment gives you the sense that your actions actually matter. The world react to CJ even if you're not paying attention. That's what makes replaying the game so magical. Now this one's subtle but brilliant. In San Andreas, the radio isn't just a background music, it's an invisible storyteller. After major missions, you start hearing news reports about things you caused, gang wars, riots, police corruption. It's Rockstar way of giving you narrative feedback without a single cutscene. The world evolves even if CJ never says a word about it. It's one of those things most players skip past, but if you listen closely, the game's radio actually tells your story. In most open world games, cops exist just to chase you, but in San Andreas, they don't always care about you at all. Sometimes you'll see them chasing random NPCs, getting into gunfight, or arresting civilians. You can follow them to see how the scene plays out. Sometimes the suspect escapes, sometimes the cop wins. It's a small touch that make you realize Los Santos isn't built around you. You're just another person in a chaotic world that keep moving. Here's one of the detail lovers. Every single car in San Andreas has its own unique damage model. Shoot the door, it dents, hit the front, the hood flies off. Slam too hard, smoke starts rising from a specific spot. In 2004, this was unheard of in open world games. Rockstar didn't just design vehicles to look cool, they designed them to fall apart realistically. And when you drive along enough, you start noticing that every accident leaves its own story behind. If you ever explore Palomino Creek at night, you might felt something off. The air's quiet, the lightning's cold, and the ambience sound different, almost haunted. There are unique sound clues here, like soft whisper or distant footsteps that never appear anywhere else. Back in the day, pillars swore it was haunted. Rumors spread about ghosts, weird shapes in windows, and cut sound. Maybe it was just Rockstar sound design, but they made this small rural town feel alive. Ryder is one of the most tragic and misunderstood characters in San Andreas, and if you look at his house, Rockstar gives you all the clues: old liquor bottles, faded posters, a messy kitchen. It all paints a picture of a man stuck in the past. He talks big about loyalty and power, but his house shows the truth. He's just lost. It's quite example of how Rockstar use environmental storytelling instead of dialogue. Here's one you probably heard 1,000 times but never noticed. When CJ gets into a car and turns on the radio, there's a tiny click sound before the music starts. That's not random, it's meant to sound like CJ inserting a cassette tape into the stereo. It's such a micro detail, but it's humanized him like he's got his own playlist, his own vibes before driving off. It's a half second of sound that make every car ride feel more personal. Most players never consciously realize it, but each major city in San Andreas has its own emotional color tone. Los Santos glows with warm orange sunset, chaotic but nostalgic. San Fierro has cold blue skies, foggy, mysterious, full of ambition. Las Venturas, bright, yellow and neon, the city of greed and temptation. Rockstar didn't just design locations, they designed moods. When you drive from one city to another, you subconsciously feel the tone change, that cinematic storytelling hidden inside. QT San Andreas wasn't about the biggest map or the best graphics. It was about how alive the world felt. So this is for today's video, guys. If you like this video, consider subscribing and tell me in comment section should I make second episode of this or not.